So the marriage battle, I start out talking about this because that's how I got into it. A lot of us are a little more familiar with that issue. But the definition of marriage was not the beginning of the threat to children, and it is certainly not going to be the end, right? And that there are so many different issues that are impacting the rights and well-being of children today, and they all stem from the same problem, right? They're all really symptoms of the same issue, and that is a disregard for the rights of children. And we're looking at polygamy and divorce and 2 women on birth certificates and all of these different issues about family, and they're not separate issues. And I don't think that we should respond with religious arguments, and we certainly should not respond by pearl clutching or anything like that, right? That the effective response is going to be the response that is child-centric to all of these questions, right? So we'll go through a couple of them. The definition of marriage. What is the child-centric definition of marriage? It is simply that heterosexual marriage is the only relationship that brings together the 2 people to whom children have a natural right. Therefore, it deserves special recognition and protection. So, what about polygamy, polyamory? Well, anytime you've got a non-biological adult in the home with the child, especially an unrelated man, risks to children for abuse, neglect, skyrocket. Right? That is not a child-friendly practice. What about no-fault divorce? And I want to make a quick distinction here. There are times where it is important for there to be a separation, and we support at-fault divorce when one adult is found to be at fault in that relationship because of abuse or addiction, adultery. And the good thing about at-fault divorce is it allows the court to side with the innocent spouse. Now, with unilateral no-fault divorce, the judge will treat both parties equally, even though one of them has been more faithful to the child and to the covenant relationship than the other one does, right? No-fault divorce lowers the standard of adult behavior throughout marriages, whereas at-fault divorce raises the standard of behavior. No-fault divorce, children will lose a daily relationship with both of their parents. One study showed that 42% of kids after 2 years lose a relationship with their father altogether after divorce. Single motherhood by choice, regardless of how much the child is wanted, it is unjust to intentionally deny children a relationship with their father. Adult-centric adoption. This is a big one. Gays do not have a right to adopt. Heterosexuals do not have a right to adopt either. Nobody has a right to adopt. Children who have lost their parents have a right to be adopted. And that child placement always has to be child-centric. Adoption is not a means for adults to get kids. It is a just society's response to children who have lost their parents. Same-sex marriage. When you redefine marriage, you redefine parenthood, right? And you make mothers and fathers optional in law. What about cohabitation, right? Marriage rates are declining. Cohabitation is on the rise. Childbearing remains fairly steady. That means more children are being raised in cohabiting relationships. Cohabitation is not a child-friendly place to be. Children are 4 times more likely to be neglected or abused, even if they are raised in the home of both of their biological unmarried parents. So something about the marriage relationship, even among both biological parents, provides a level of protection for children.